Hello, everybody. Welcome back to The Slice. Denis Shapovalov might be the best player in Canada right now, and I'm going to tell you why. So Denis Shapovalov beat Juan Martín del Potro today, which is huge for him. And the reason I say that he might be the best player in Canada right now is that our actual stars, Genie Bouchard and Milos Raonic, have been nowhere to be seen lately. What's happened? There was a time when Genie Bouchard and Milos Raonic used to be contending for majors and being at the top of the game, and just we thought that they were going to catapult themselves and we're going to have two insanely good stars in both the women's and the men's game in Tennis Canada. But that's not happened. So Genie Bouchard's case, in 2014 she got to the semifinals of Australia and the French, and then she was the runner-up in Wimbledon. And she was ranked number 5 in the world. And a Canadian star was born. She was like the Marilyn Monroe of Canadian tennis. She was beautiful. She is beautiful. She was a rock star. Everyone wanted to do interviews with her. Guys wanted to date her. She was a star. And I think that being famous like that and coming into fame makes your mind go all crazy and you can't focus on tennis as much, which is probably pretty obvious. But I feel like her level did dip after that. She went into one of the worst years of her career, and she hasn't really been able to find her form or get back from that. And I figure that if you become famous all of a sudden, like before you're famous as a tennis player and you're just going through the Challenger or the Futures tournaments, you're just trying to get there. But once you've kind of got there, you've got all the money and the fame and the rankings, it's harder to play when you don't have that immediate goal of I need to get to the top in front of you anymore. You're kind of at the top. You're like, what do I need to do now? Players like Federer or Serena Williams, the all-time greats, I feel like they get to the top, but then they have this vision of where they want to be, and that keeps them going. So Bouchard needs to find that within herself to have the goal, I feel like, to keep working hard. She's working hard. I know she has the drive, and I know she has the talent, but she needs to find something within herself that's going to help her get to that next level. Milos has been a little bit more consistent, but he's also just been consistently injured. I don't know how you can be that fragile and be a world-class athlete. I thought it was impossible, but clearly I'm wrong. So Milos has been in the top 10 for a long time now, and last year he beat Federer in the semifinals and he lost to Murray, and we thought, man, he's so close. Just one more little step and he can win majors. But it's just these ticky-tack injuries that we kind of always hear about him are just always seem to be there, and it seems like it's stopping him from being mentally in it to get to that next level. Like he lost today to Manarino, and it was brutal match. He was making basic mistakes, forehand and backhand. There was times when I was just, am I watching an amateur match? That's what I was thinking when I watched this. I was like, am I watching the top 10 player in the world play right now, or am I watching myself? Just kidding, because I'm trash, like I've said before. But it was brutal, and the 6-4, 6-4 scoreline made it seem like it was way too close. Manarino actually just handed it to him. So yeah, Milos Raonic is going to have to figure out a way to stay mentally engaged in every match and just be consistent, because he does have the talent. He does have the weapons. He only had 1 ace in this match as well. I would have served more aces than that, and I'm not even good. So he's got to find it in him, and I know he can do it. But as of right now, the day belongs to Denis Shapovalov, who is on to play Rafael Nadal next. So if he could win that match, it would be insane. I don't think he will, but regardless, he's changing his reputation from the guy who hit an umpire in the face with a ball. He just got mad and hucked it in the crowd, hit an umpire face. He's changing the story on his life. People aren't thinking of him as a spaz anymore. They're thinking of him as the future of Canadian tennis. Thanks for watching, folks. This is The Slice. This is where I do tennis reviews, commentary, and predictions. So keep it locked here. Subscribe down below, and your dreams will be fulfilled.